Ladies and gentlemen, oh, it says vlog stuff on there. So I don't forget, I got my list. You want to see it? You can't see it. You can't. All right, you talk. I'm gonna go get the list.
So.
How dare you?
Gotta throw Brad off once in a while. It just makes him all
Verklempt.
Yeah.
I got my list back. I'll hold it over here.
You do that.
So, okay, a lot of stuff happening this week, a lot of new stuff. We're gonna recap some things and tell you about some stuff that's gonna happen in the near future. So, video stuff. Here's the thing, like a lot of you guys wondered what happened to a video that I pulled down. It happened, I don't remember the exact.
I don't know what day it was.
It was the day of that shooting that happened at the YouTube headquarters.
Yeah.
And I quickly pulled it down. I don't even think it was up for 12 minutes.
Yeah.
The reason why I did that is honestly, well, let me back up. When I saw that happening, it was like a live stream was coming across because I had just been sitting there answering emails and things. And I saw what was happening. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to tell our people to start praying for these folks.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, it never really occurred to me anything other than get the word out so people can pray, because it was an active shooter situation and that's not good. And so I made that video. It was all about prayer. I demonetized it so nobody would think, oh my gosh, Brad's trying to make money off of these people's tragedy, which is dumb.
Right. Right.
But the second I kind of got done with it and uploaded it, it was like, you know what? There are people out there who really are that
Shallow.
However you want to put the word, that they're going to think that I'm trying to monopolize off of these people's tragedy.
Right.
And so
that's why you pulled it down.
That's why I pulled it down. Mm-hmm. That's to answer, I think there was like 50 of you guys had seen it, and a lot of you were asking about why it got pulled down. So that's why it got pulled down. Now, moving on here. Bigger and better things. Pig chasing.
I'm so sorry I missed out on that.
The pig chasing?
I missed out on that. I can't remember what was going on in the house, but...
Nothing.
No.
She was occupying the space between the walls on the couch. I actually don't know what you were doing. I have no idea, but I remember that Claire said that she tried to call you a couple times.
I don't know what we were doing.
It wasn't we. I was helping with the pigs.
It doesn't matter. But...
So...
that was fun for them.
But somebody made an excellent comment. 3 people did. Mm-hmm. That they're like, why don't you just put a bucket on the pig's head and you can lead it around?
I had never heard of that.
They'll only go in reverse.
Yeah. Need the backup signals?
No, they make it. They make that sound.
Oh, do they?
It doesn't come out of their mouth, but they make that sound. Might need another bucket on the back.
Lovely.
Lovely. So tell us, Mama, about your favorite. This week, it seems like they've all come to life.
Oh my gosh. These flippin' beetles are everywhere. On the windowsills. Thankfully, the ones on the windowsills are dead, and we could just vacuum those suckers up. But they're all over the place. And every other day or every third day, we take the vacuum and we suck up these little guys, and then we take the vacuum canister out to the out to the dumpster.
I'm just trying to help.
Anyway, so to get rid of these nasty little creatures,
they're Asian beetles.
They're just everywhere. You know, ladybugs, I don't mind if they're outside. but not inside.
How dare they tread upon her territory?
Well, and thankfully I have a lid on my cup. However, I have found them in the straws before. It's gross.
And truth, Scout's honor. I woke up in the middle of the night with them, like here.
Yeah,
You're like, oh, what's on my eye?
Yeah, I had one crawling on my face.
So I guess the really important question to ask about the Asian beetles is, because they are not a native species here, they're one of those imported species where some big brain person from the natural resource department says, you know what? We should bring in a species that's going to take care of this other little species, and then they go crazy out of control and they take over the entire habitat. That's Asian beetles. That's awesome. We should find that guy and make sure we get him on the Christmas card list. Just a thank you. Way to go, pal.
Yeah, and we're not going to spray chemicals on the outside of our house to get rid of them. You know, they're going to be a pain in the rear to deal with, but that's life.
That's life. Speaking of that, this is kind of a crazy thing now. You guys know that our internet access here is less than savory. The video that you're watching most likely took about 8 hours to upload.
Yep.
Because what'll happen is I'm filming this right now. Mama's chatting, we're chatting, and then I will go and edit it, and then I'll start uploading it at night, you know, just as we're watching TV or whatever it is we're doing. And then in the morning, generally, it's ready to go.
Most of the time, unless the internet goes down.
Which happens.
Yeah.
So, internet is a problem. We used to have
screaming internet.
Oh yeah.
It was like 120 download and 15 to 20 upload, okay? Screaming. Minutes it would take for a video to upload.
Like a video this long would probably take 10 minutes.
Right. Now it takes 8 hours. And for us to download, we are just barely able to stream Netflix.
And it's a horrible quality. You know how they, like, you know, they make it look like, you know, worse than VHS tapes? That'd be the smoke detector.
We're making a roast.
We're roasting. You hear that? I'll be back.
We'll be back.
Let's see if I can find my firefighter son.
Never a dull moment.
Yeah, we were trying to cook while we're making this video, and it doesn't really matter that it's 14 degrees outside. We have to crack the windows now and get the fans going. So if you hear the beeping of the fire thingamabobber, don't fear. Don't fear.
Worry. No,
it's
don't. Oh, there's some papers.
Papers are flying off the shelves.
And to boot, it is, the winds are like 15 to 20 mile an hour winds, which makes it even colder.
That's great. So anyway, moving on, what were we even talking about? Oh, I know, the internet. The internet here is, it sounds like we're getting ready to start like a comedy routine from the 70s. The internet here is so bad, and then you say,
how bad is it?
It's so bad that, and then there's a punchline.
Anyway.
But no,
it's
really actually
bad.
really bad. There's no punchline. That is the punchline.
Right. So with that, we want our kids to be able to play educational video games on the computer that we have that is not hooked up to the internet, which is really actually a good thing for the little kids. They don't need to be on the internet, but they still need to learn how to type and, learn how to, use computer software.
Well, in drilling, like math problems, whether it's division or multiplication or, all that kind of stuff, where it's a game, so it's fun, and we used to have a bunch of them on CD-ROM and DVD back before we moved.
Yeah, well, and they were also for a Windows 95 computer.
Yeah. So I actually went to Wally World thinking that, because in my mind, 15 years ago, they had this massive section of software that you could look at stuff and pick things like that. And I was surprised at just incredibly how lackluster of a selection they had.
No. They had, what did they have? They had Sims, 2 rows of Sims. They had casino games.
Lots of casino games. And lots of... like Minecraft and then like World of Warcraft.
Yeah, those kind of games.
But that was it.
Yeah.
There was like a section this big from the floor to here. But then what blew me away was the amount of actual Xbox and PlayStation games and the Wii and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly, now, but this is really what blew me away. I kept looking at these titles, and I'm like, well, that's a shooting game, and that's a blowing up game, and that's a game about, Grand Theft Auto, where you literally can be a pimp, or you can literally be a drug dealer, or you really are a car thief.
Or a cop killer.
There's that.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at these games, I'm going, oh my gosh, and I started adding them up. And I kid you not when I say that at least 70% of the games that were out there were really violent in some way.
Yeah.
I'm not counting, what do they call it, hockey, none of the sports games, none of that kind of stuff. I'm talking like I have a Second Amendment device and I'm going to use it illegally.
Yeah.
Or I was
modern
shocked.
warfare kind of things, and
I was just completely shocked. And so we're looking for a good resource that's not online because we've got a couple computers that the kids are not online intentionally.
right. But they still, like I said, they still need to learn how to use a computer and do tasks like that. And then we want educational stuff, math and reading comprehension and things like that that are in addition to our schoolwork, but it's more fun than our schoolwork.
Well, isn't it always?
Yeah.
And you know what? There's plenty of time for them to get brainwashed by the system. So they don't need that at 5, 6, 7, 8 years old.
No.
Let them be kids. Anyway, so if you know of a good resource that's not connected to the internet, please let us know. Because the Amish market for video games is not really big around here. What? What would they be? What would Amish video games be? Because Farm Sims doesn't count.
They don't use computers, dear.
No, what if?
I don't know.
It would be
Rumspringa?
Rumspringa? No, that's when they're allowed to have the computers. Oh no, it would be like barbershop stuff.
Carpentry skills?
Actually, no, they're not supposed to cut their beards.
No. Carpentry skills, raising a barn.
And not raising as in burning, as in lifting. Okay. Anyway, moving on, guys. So our plight is trying to find a good setup for the kids there.
Yeah.
Comments of the week. We had some good comments this week, and I wanted to share. When we were doing our silly video where Mama was doing,
It wasn't just me; it was Claire. But
and I chimed in like, "What is it that you guys are doing?"
I was copying Claire.
She was doing this number, and then I commented something to the degree that guys don't do that. It's kind of weird. And I just said, well, what if guys did do that? And then I kind of made up my own movements that guys would do, and that it would be code. Everyone would know. Because like when girls do, like they start messing with their things and their stuff and the who's it's and the what's it's, then they know instinctively it's time to go to the bathroom in a herd. They all go together. And so my suggestion was, what if dudes had our own...
The only herd of girls that I go to the bathroom with are our daughters. And that's because they need parental help.
And the goats. You're out
there. Go to the bathroom with the goats.
No, you're with them when they go to the bathroom.
I don't...
There are many goats that are female, and you go to the... You don't, they do.
See what I have to work with.
Stealing Claire's line.
No, she said, see what I have to put up with.
I
didn't say
whatever.
that.
So anyway, the gag was, what if dudes had their own language that was like a girl's? Well, Steve Gunnick, who has had a great comment in the past when we brought up comments, he took the cake. I laughed out loud. And his comment, which you can go back and look, and I'm paraphrasing just because I wrote it down really fast, but he was commenting on the silliness. And his comment was something to the degree of, hey, you know what? V8. Shrugged his shoulders up and down. So whenever you see a dude doing this,
Then you
he's
know.
really trying to lock eyes and talk to you about a V8 engine. So don't freak out if you're like standing in line at a stadium, like if you're a Packer fan and you're at Lambeau Field, and you see dudes going like this. They're not weird. They want to talk about engines.
And they're there to watch football.
You can like football and other things.
Nuh-uh.
You can.
Nuh-uh.
You can.
I want to say that one. That one cracks me up.
There's another. Oh, you go ahead and
Yeah.
go.
All right. So Annette Crabtree asks Brad to please write children's books.
Is that because I can so relate?
Yes, you are a child at heart, honey. Right.
Dr. Seuss made some serious coin.
Yes, he did.
And he's not even a doctor. I should just start calling myself like Lord Brad. Or the Duke of Brad. Make up a title for yourself, right? Why not? What would you be? I want you to be Duchess Christa. And I'll be Duke Brad. No?
No.
V8. Anyway, we did have another comment that came from yesterday's video where we started out talking about the recall on the airbags and all that. And there's a gentleman named Malcolm who's been watching the channel for quite a while, and actually kind of felt, I don't know how I felt. I felt bad, but I felt good. I was happy, and I was like, oh man, I wish I could have done better. Because he said something to the effect that you don't know how long I've been waiting to hear you sing, meaning me. But then I felt bad because I was being silly.
Yeah.
I was singing, it's the most wonderful time. And I wasn't really trying. I was just trying to be silly.
Right.
So Malcolm, I thank you, and I will try to do better in the near future. Now, other stuff. Oh, this is kind of a big one. This came from yesterday also when our son Jonathan, he went on his first big fire call. And by big, I mean it was a structure fire. He'd never been in a home that was on fire.
It was not. He's been at live burns, but they are controlled for training. And so this was his first live fire that was not
a drill.
Not a drill.
And first of all, he's okay.
Yes.
He's completely fine. However, prayers for him because he really wants to be a firefighter. He wants to be an EMT. He's got that servant's heart.
Yeah.
But he saw things that firefighters see. And it was not a good call, but it was a great call. It was one of those things where it's like, you're going to see that sometime.
Right. And it was the first time he had seen that.
And we're not going to go into...
No, we're not going to go into any detail.
You can imagine.
But it was not...
Good.
It was not a good... No.
Well, the kid, he's just turned 18.
He just turned 18
just barely.
a month ago. Literally, a month ago.
Yeah.
And so for him to see that and him have such a soft, sweet heart...
Yeah. Kind of, hurts.
Yeah, it hurt him and it hurt us for him to have to see that.
So, if you don't mind, if you're a praying person, please throw up a prayer and say, God, help him out, because he's got that servant's heart.
Yeah.
He's got that thing that wants to help other people. But it was a rough first call.
That was a weird sound.
Yeah, there's something that sounded like a bowling ball fell right above me. Could be a head, but I don't hear a scream.
That might not be a good thing.
There's other kids up there.
Yeah, that's true.
Or they could be going, I'm not telling, you go tell. I'm not telling. I didn't do it. You go tell.
I'm sure they're fine. Claire is up there. If there was a problem, she would be running down here right now to tell us.
So, anyway, prayers for Jonathan.
Yeah.
Now, yesterday's video, when I kind of had a little bit of a monologue, I guess, where I talked about how it seems like the media and politicians and the powers that be want to keep left, right, divided, black, white, divided. Anybody who's on this side and that side, divided. And they want to keep us from really getting together so that they can do their shenanigans without us looking at them. and those voids are growing. And I was just so happy with the way that like 99.9% of you guys responded was like, yes, we need more dialogue. Yes, I don't have to agree with you, but let's talk.
Well, and I don't have to agree with your opinion, yet I fight for your right to have that opinion. And that is something that, that we have always felt, I may not agree with you, but you have the right to have that opinion. And we'll fight for that right.
Well, and without trying to be weird, we have been very vocal in the past about just that. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't agree with, let's take a thing, veganism. But I will absolutely be very vocal for any vegan to be vegan. You go do your thing.
Right.
And I will basically say, you know what, I disagree with that lifestyle, and that's fine. And you go do it.
But don't force veganism on everybody else. That is your way of life. That does not have to be the way of life for everyone else.
Right. And so there is a bigger issue in that people have gotten so far to the degree where they don't even want to listen to the other side.
And that's, and those types of folks scream tolerance.
Oh my gosh.
But they are the most intolerant group of folks that I have ever seen.
And we're not talking about veganism.
No, it's a generalization.
We're talking about people that have made their mind up about whatever point it is.
Right.
And 99% of the time they're screaming tolerance.
Right.
But they only want tolerance for you.
Exactly. You are the only one that can be tolerant. They don't have to be tolerant.
Yeah, they don't have to be.
Let's just say, let's agree to disagree.
And move on peacefully.
Exactly.
Because I'll tell you what, guys.
It's hot. My ears are actually getting hot.
And it's freezing in here, actually.
It is probably maybe 60 degrees in here.
No, it's colder
than that. It's colder than that. But my ears are literally burning up because this particular topic just makes me really upset.
We're a family that bites our lip a lot. I know that probably comes as a shock to you guys when you see our videos.
Ow.
But I'm quick to pick on me. Mm-hmm. I'm quick to say, aren't I a big, silly, goofy dude?
Right.
And I do that for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's a communication thing. Like, I don't believe that about myself. I do it so that it'll engage you to listen to what is really important.
Right.
And yesterday's video, I thought, was an important topic to say, you know what? We don't need to let other people separate us. We are better together than we are apart. Mm-hmm. And so, going back to the particular pick, I'll fight for the vegan's right to be a vegan. Mm-hmm. But I would also expect that they fight for my right to be a meat eater.
Right.
And if they don't, then I can't help you there. Mm-hmm. You're on your own.
Right.
One last thing before we move on to the last subject. Don't misunderstand, tolerance does not mean acceptance. Amen. I'm going to say that again.
Right.
Tolerance does not mean acceptance. Just because someone has a lifestyle that I disagree with does not mean I have to accept everything about their lifestyle to be tolerant of them.
Right.
Not at all.
Right.
But I can live in harmony with them without having to say, I think this is okay, I think that's okay, and you can do whatever you want.
And I'm not going to sit here and tell you you're wrong and make you not do the things that you're doing because I don't agree with them.
But it doesn't mean I have to accept it for me.
Exactly. Okay, we're done here.
Yeah, we're done here. I can feel the angry typing.
Trust us. We're on the same side here.
Well, there's a lot of people on that over there.
Oh yeah, good call.
We're like Treebeard in Lord of the Rings.
I'm on no one's side
because no one is on my side. And I'm tired with sides. Just get along.
Well, and a house divided cannot stand.
Good thing we're not in the same house with most of those people.
Ooh.
Yeah, it would be a big house.
20 or 30 thumbs down?
No, there they are. There they are.
There they are.
Click, 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 thumbs down. Angry, thumbing down. I wish I had 10 thumbs. Then I would thumb them all down. It's kind of weird if you had 10 thumbs, but that's not my business.
You know, if you don't like our videos, don't
Just
watch.
don't watch.
Don't watch.
She's getting all
Why
snippy.
waste your time? Seriously.
Look at what you've done to her. You see, she's actually...
My ears are still really hot.
You know, and I didn't do it.
No, not this. No.
Not this time. Okay, literally less than 10-second commercial. Thrive Life sale. You know what's going on.
Check it out.
Details are down below. If you're
Stuff-
interested in the business side, details down below.
Yeah, the stuff is really yummy.
Sales coming, big sale. Okay, last thing of the day, guys.
Is that it?
Oh yeah, you want to show them your goodie? She's been making something cool.
I have. I get these little projects. I like little projects because they go pretty quick.
Well, you got to tell them the knitting.
It's crocheting.
They got to know what you're talking about.
Anyway, I like small projects. I'm not a big fan of huge projects because I get bored easily. But I am making a bag. Oh, there's a dog hair on it. Nana's hair. Oh, hold on.
She's been making this
Hold
for how long?
About 2 weeks.
That long?
Well, I mean, it's not solid 2 weeks, but
I thought for a week.
you know.
We'll tell what's gonna be done.
So I have 2 more flowers that I'm gonna put on. Yeah, that was his idea. I wasn't gonna do the flowers. I didn't agree with the flowers. But I'm gonna put 2 more flowers on that I've made, but I didn't have a needle to finish them, so that was in the car. And so, yeah, and I'm gonna put a little latch on the top, and
Is that a
probably-
pattern? How do you do that?
yeah, it started out as one pattern, and then I kind of changed it because I didn't like that particular pattern, so I went with a different pattern. This started out being one pattern, and then this was another pattern, and then this was a third pattern.
So I'm asking because if someone was interested in getting to, maybe want to build that, how would they do that?
I would have to type it up.
Forget I mentioned anything.
I'll have to type it. If you would like the pattern, I will have to type it up for you, and that might take a little while because I'm really not good at typing up patterns because I'm actually still learning and struggling with reading patterns. So, yeah.
Well,
there's
so
that.
that's it, guys. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this week is one of those where you're just so much has happened. Redo, Control Alt Delete, Control Alt Delete.
I saw the cutest mom and baby shirt, and it was an iron-on at the craft store today.
Yeah.
And it was Control C for the mom shirt, and then Control V for the baby shirt. It was so cute.
Okay, for those of you who don't know computer stuff, Control C is copy. Control V is paste.
Right. So it was really, really cute.
I like it. So anyway,
sorry. There was one more for Dad, and there was an apple juice on the dad's shirt, and then a half pint apple juice on the baby shirt. It was really cute.
Who don't like apple juice?
Right. We don't have babies anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Anyway, that's it for the week, guys. I think we're gonna try to get a recipe video out early in the week, but probably not tomorrow. I'm thinking she's got homeschooling to do.
Yeah.
And trust me, when I bring the camera around the corner and she's not ready to be done with homeschooling, I hear about it. Letting the cat out of the bag. Anyway, so I'm Brad.
I'm Christa.
You guys have an amazing week.